Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. The good friend of the show, Katie Porter, running into a little bit of trouble after a couple of videos have surfaced of Katie Porter acting like herself. Katie Porter is the woman from the whiteboard. If you remember on the show, we talked about the whiteboard where instead of actual change in America, we have this theatrical show every few years where a senator, congressperson, whatever, will show up to Congress and put like a Jamie Dimon type on the hot seat. And that was Katie Porter. She did the whole thing with the whiteboard. She was, writing all these letters, and she's like, all these numbers on the board. And she's like, well, how would somebody that's paid what you pay them even live? How would they even live? And Jamie Dimon's like, I don't know. CEO of Chase is like, what? I don't know how anyone lives. And everyone's like, yeah, she got him. She got him. And then, of course, nothing, happens. And I said, on the show, Jamie Dimon probably gets on his jet afterwards and goes, who is that? Can we kill her? What's going on? But if you're a CEO of an American company, every few years, it is an established fact, and it's built into your calendar and your schedule that you're going to have to go take a performative beating in front of Congress, and then nothing fundamentally would change about the way that you did business. Katie Porter was that person who would come out like an angry mom. Cut it out back there. You picture her like sitting there. Yeah, here we go. Let's watch a little bit of the whiteboard. Just give you an idea of what I'm talking about.
Do you know?
I do not know.
$14.4 billion. What's 40% of $14.4 billion?
So 52?
Yeah, the CEO never knows.
Pretty good math. $5.6 billion.
Now, by the way, there's people in a hospital bed going, how does this, is this gonna turn in my favor? And the answer is no. The answer is no, but it is entertaining because you go in front of Congress and Katie Porter goes, by the way, and that's how she got famous. This is how Katie Porter gets big. This is how she catches the national attention. She brings in the CEOs and she shames them. She brings out her whiteboard and she has that character. Everyone has a character. And her character is crazy, like she's a mom and she's had enough. That's her character. She's a mom and she's had enough. You can picture her in the minivan and it smells like a dog and there's two kids in the back and they're throwing French fries at each other and she's had enough. And if you're a mom that's had enough in America, Katie Porter is your person. She's not a glamorous woman. She's not especially articulate, but she is a ball of energy, and it's all brute force with Katie Porter. She's gonna tell you the deal. So now, it's nice to watch her abuse. And after these videos came out, by the way, over at Kalshi.com, this, this great site that looks at people's chances, and you can bet on it and make money, her chance of becoming governor in 2026 has plummeted from 40% to 18% on Kalshi. And one of the reasons is because people like Katie Porter aren't just Katie Porter when it's Jamie Dimon. And it's actually childish of Americans to think that. This is actually something that many of you should have been. And this is not an endorsement of Katie Porter, by the way. I don't really care if she wins or not. It doesn't matter to me. But I will say it is childish of America. This is something that Americans do all the time because a lot of you are children. Hopefully not the people that listen to this. But many of you are children. And children believe in fairy tales. And the fairy tale that many people believed about Katie Porter was she was only Katie Porter when it was necessary. She was only that rude, boisterous woman fueled by this fiery passion, and it would only ever get directed at CEOs whom you disliked. That was what, that's a fairy tale. No one is just that when it counts. Truly, no one is just that when it counts. Katie Porter's Katie Porter is Katie Porter is Katie Porter. If you fuck up her restaurant order, she's Katie Porter. If you're Jamie Dimon, who runs Chase Manhattan, she's Katie Porter. If you're her staff, her husband, who she dumped hot mashed potatoes on his head, you're Katie Porter. Now, the idea is you should want a woman like this. You should want a cruel, abusive woman, because the president now is cruel, abusive, and petty, and his followers love it because he's also very funny. She's not as funny. But the pearl clutching about Katie Porter and people going, oh, but she's a vicious monster. That's what you want. That's what you people actually want. So again, now let's watch what I'm talking about. Many people don't know what I'm talking about, but I just want to say this before we play this video. Katie Porter is not a nice person. She's not a pleasant person. You wouldn't want to have lunch with her. She's unhappy. There's many things in her life she's unhappy about. But that's the perfect person that you want. You want someone who walks into the governor's mansion angry. Newsom's not angry. He's good looking. He's got a hot wife. He's a con artist and a criminal. And he's just scamming people left and right. He believes in less than nothing. Not nothing. That would be something. Less than nothing. Katie Porter is an angry, vicious, like junkyard dog. A dog outside of a scrapyard who scares the children walking by. I don't know if that's the worst type of person, but grow up. Of course, she's not just angry at billionaires. She's angry at anyone and everyone. Can you imagine being at Katie Porter's house for a holiday and how terrible that must be? How horrible it must be to be in her home for a holiday. The stress, the tension, the silences that are only punctuated by her cacophonous, witch-like howl. But by the way, you kind of want that. Don't you want that? That's kind of what you want. What do you want this woman to be? Nice? She shouldn't care about her aide. She shouldn't treat her aide especially nicely. She shouldn't be terrible to her aide. But here's the thing. Katie Porter is going to treat, it's not, if it was just her aide, it wouldn't be right. If she was just treating people in a lower station than her wrongly, that wouldn't be right. She doesn't know how to be nice to anyone. That's my point. My point is not that you should abuse the waiter, the waitress, the cook, the chef. I tip people a lot of money. I remember when I had shitty jobs. I'm not saying any of that is right. I'm saying this woman is incapable of being nice to anyone. It does not exist. You've never seen it from Katie Porter. She's incapable of doing it. It's why she's effective in the sense that she's been able to get into Congress. It's why that she's known nationally in the media as somebody. She's a bitch. That's it. Full stop. To everyone, she's going back through the McDonald's drive-thru in Orange County. She's going back through. There's the barbecue sauce is not in the bag. It's not in the bag. Or she's parking the car and she's going in. She's going in and she's cutting the line. She's cutting the line. She doesn't know how to be nice. Katie Porter, everyone, friend of the show.
Savings for our economy. So I'm on the oversight committee, you might know, and that is where we did
Look how nasty, by the way. Look at this. Everyone's going to get mad about her yelling at the aide. Look how nasty she's being right now. It's not even a particularly controversial question. She's angry. She woke up angry. She just wants to eat French toast. She's so angry right now. Keep going.
What it showed is if we don't electrify our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems. And the state could lose get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay.
So now, see, here's the deal. She's got another boom baddie. She's hiring boom baddies, fatty boom baddies. Everyone's blood sugar in that house is low. Let's just be honest. Everyone's blood sugar in that house is low. Everybody needs a fish taco yesterday. Katie Porter is angry, but Katie Porter took her medicine. The girl came in, the boom baddie came in and said, hey, boss, you're actually wrong about what you're saying, boss. And then Katie Porter goes, yeah, well, you were in my shot before. Go to the other thing where she's, Katie Porter walks out on an interview because the woman at CBS just said the easiest thing ever. She's like, what are you going to say to Trump voters? And she's like, why would I need them to win? Now, all Katie Porter had to say, because this is the easiest question in politics. You always get this question. What are you going to say to the other side? That's the question. It's the easiest question in politics. And all Katie Porter had to say was, I think people, no matter who they voted for, all care about the same things. They care about their family. They care about their economic security. They care about their communities. It's the easiest answer I could give it. And I'm a comedian and a podcaster, and whatever else epithets are thrown at me on the internet. But I could have answered that question, and anyone could. Katie Porter doesn't want to. Why? She's angry. She's angry that she didn't leave the house in time. She's angry that the dress she bought doesn't look the way she thought it was going to look. She is pissed. And this little blonde bitch who's sitting in front of Katie Porter asks her a question, and Katie Porter goes, fuck this hack. Katie Porter in her head goes, she probably fucked her way into this job. She's a fucking brain-dead bimbo. Why should I have to talk to her? I am Katie Porter. I bring out a whiteboard in Congress, and I scream at billionaire CEOs. Why am I talking to this fucking trollop? But it's the easiest question in politics. By the way, I couldn't think of an easier question, literally. It's the easiest question because it allows you, the easiest questions in life are the ones you can redirect. Like in the sense that like you have these prepared talking points, somebody asks you a question and you go, glad you brought that up. Boom, boom, boom. You hit your points. We believe in strong families, strong communities, crime, dick, choice, freedom, easy. Let's see what she does with it. Easiest question in politics. How does Katie Porter respond? Let's go.
3% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump.
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're thinking.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
It's easy. Here's the thing. It's an easy question. Katie Porter is easily flustered. And this is what happens to people that are easily flustered. they crash out, as the youth would say.